Ever pondered the process of sketching a tesseract with a shadow from a transparent cube? Today, we're going to break down this intriguing concept into bite-sized steps to help make sense of it all. Kick off the process by understanding what a tesseract actually is. In essence, a tesseract is a four-dimensional cube. It's a concept that can be hard to visualize because we live in a three-dimensional world. But don't worry, we're not aiming for a perfect representation. Instead, we're creating a two-dimensional depiction of this four-dimensional shape. Step 1 involves drawing a simple cube. This cube represents our three-dimensional space. Picture it as a transparent entity, like a ghostly apparition floating in space. Next, for step 2, draw another cube inside the first one but smaller. Connect corresponding corners of the two cubes with straight lines. This gives you a representation of a tesseract. Remember, the lines connecting the corners of the two cubes represent the fourth dimension. They aren't just diagonal lines in three-dimensional space. Rather, they are straight lines in four-dimensional space. Now let's move on to step 3, which involves producing the shadow of our tesseract. This is where it gets a bit tricky. Visualize shining a light through the tesseract. The shadow it casts is a three-dimensional shape. To draw this, you need to add a bit of perspective to the tesseract. The final step, step 4, is to shade the shadow. The shadow is the three-dimensional projection of the tesseract, so it should be shaded to give it depth and make it stand out from the tesseract. In summary, creating a two-dimensional depiction of a tesseract with a shadow from a transparent cube involves 4 simple steps. First, draw a cube. Then, draw a smaller cube inside it and connect the corners. Visualize shining a light through the tesseract to cast a shadow and draw this with perspective. Finally, shade the shadow to give it depth. Remember, the magic of this process lies not in creating a perfect representation of a four-dimensional object, but rather in stretching our minds to imagine and depict something beyond our usual three-dimensional world. So, don't be disheartened if your first few attempts don't look quite right. Keep practicing and exploring, and you'll soon find your tesseract drawings improving. In the end, it's all about expanding our understanding and pushing the boundaries of what we can visualize. So, go ahead, grab a pencil, and start exploring the fourth dimension.